My name is Malik Vaughn, and this is the Seattle Central Library. Located in downtown Seattle, this is the third library to be located on its site between 4th and 5th Avenues and Madison and Spring Streets. The original library was 55,000 square feet and held approximately 81,000 books. In 1957, this library was demolished to make way for a new 206,000 square foot facility. This would serve the population that had grown from 144,000 to 557,000 people. This facility was renovated in 1979, but by the 1990s, the city had already begun planning the next set of upgrades. In 1998, citizens voted for a $200 million fund to be allocated to refurbish existing libraries and build a new one on the existing site. The project team was selected very carefully for this project. The Seattle Library Board hired Seneca Group to act as project manager and owner's representative. 10 companies applied for this position. Renowned architect Rem Koolhaas of OMA and the architecture firm Element Architects were hired to design the project. 29 firms applied for this position. Hoffman Construction was selected out of 4 firms to construct the building. The delivery method chosen for the project was a CMGC at-risk method. This method allowed Hoffman Construction to be brought onto the project earlier in the process. As project manager, Seneca Group would work between the library board and the contractor and architects. The total cost of the project came in at around $170 million. This cost includes the temporary relocation of the library to the Washington State Convention Center. The funds were provided through the Libraries for All bond that was voted for by 70% of residents in 1998. The library system also received a $20 million donation from the Gates Foundation, which helped to offset costs further. Simply stated, the scope of the project included the demolition of the existing library on the site, setting up the temporary library location, and building the new 11-story, 366,000 square foot building with almost 50,000 square feet of underground parking. The project required 18,400 cubic yards of concrete and 2,050 tons of rebar. 4,600 tons of structural steel was used and about 10,000 pieces of glass were required. The project timeline begins with the vote to approve the Libraries for All bond in November of 1998. The architects and project manager were selected in May of 1999, while a contractor was selected a year later in May of 2000. The design development phase was completed in March of 2001. Final construction docs were completed a year later in 2002. However, demolition was able to begin mid-2001 because of the general contractor, construction manager, project delivery method. By April of 2002, new work had begun. 2 years later, in May of 2004, the library opened to the public. Due to the complexity of the project, BIM was used to handle much of the coordination between contractors. The structural steel was responsible for supporting the structure's loads as well as protecting against seismic activity. As a result, the tolerances had to be very close. Laser scanning was used to quickly spot check these tolerances in the steel installation so that construction could continue vertically. The Seattle Central Library has won numerous design awards, including the AIA National Honor Award and the American Library Association's National Building Award. The highly modern design puts emphasis on the way that people use and move through the space. The 5 platforms of the building each house specific functions as shown in the diagram on the left. These functions define the size and layout of the platforms. The angled glass walls are designed to frame specific views of the city and surrounding area. The offset platforms also create specific moments of natural daylight and shadow throughout the space. These moments are defined by the various uses of the space. In designing the nonfiction stacks, the architects wanted to ensure that the collection was able to grow over time. They also did not want to break up the sections of the Dewey Decimal System on separate floors. To prevent this, the floor was designed as a continuous run or as a gradual ramp system similar to that of a parking garage. This allows patrons to explore all 4 floors of books without having to walk upstairs. This has been the Seattle Central Library. Thank you for watching.